Well, good evening, everybody. You've all heard of Alan Zev News. Well, this is not it. Tough negotiations this week. We're going to be reporting on the news in the neighborhood. Tough negotiations this week on the Purim Shpiel. Apparently tired of the choir being the butt of jokes, Jacob requested there be no more jokes about the choir. The Vaad stood their ground and said there'd be no more jokes about the choir if there'd be no more choir. That was too much to bear, and so a compromise was agreed upon. There could be more choir jokes. The choir would be allowed to sing, but in a limited fashion, only 13 times during the year. Easter and the 12 days of Christmas. Our next story will break your heart. Project Daybreak has been so successful, it's being expanded. And now there's something called Project Nightbreak. Hannah Schwartz will be collecting funds to foreign donations, not only for the kids' break during the day, but if they break at night. There was a disappointing crowd a couple of weeks ago at the Rav's Shabbos afternoon drasha. As you all know, there's no hespedim on Shabbos. The Rav did, though, want to extol the virtues of the recently deceased, and so he's asking me to announce that thankfully you have another opportunity to appear. This coming Shabbos, as the Rav will sing the praise of a true Ashes Chayil, Anna Nicole Smith. Sorry to report, but the Sunday night Scrabble game has been suspended until further notice. Sources state it was a combination of Joe Weisblatt's continuous use of four-letter words and his insistence on trying to get bonus points by using the seven-letter Yiddish word fakakt. When challenged to use the word in a sentence or find in a dictionary, said Joe, "I can't find fakakt in this fakakta dictionary." The Vaad of the Shul and the front door locks, what do they have in common? Yes, since inception, they've both been changed 5 times. And as a result, the Rosh Havad, who goes by the title now Mr. Lock, has requested that everyone turn in your old keys for new keys, which will once again become old keys. Message from the Gaboyim. At Beit Knesset Fagenson, we feel that whenever you come to shul on Shabbos morning, you should be on time. And so there's a minyan approximately every half hour. There's a Hashkama minyan 6:45, 7:20 minyan, Sephardi at 8, main minyan at 8:30, youth minyan at 9. And now, for those who think 9 is too early, this week, please God, there'll be the new 9:30 Jeff Moore Chabad minyan. The advantage is with Chabad, Kriya Shema is always set on time. and now from our file, Kol Hamevin Yavin. Next year, Shul's budget was passed with an increase in dues to cover an unexpected shortfall from this year. Avi said that raising taxes was a last resort, and they couldn't figure out where the extra expense came from this year, and they even went and asked the mentalist who performed at the Shul dinner if he could figure out where a deficit of several thousand shekels came from.
Take it again.
This latest story comes from the marketing and sales department, and we're told in a stroke of genius, Chedva Moore has added a feature to her bed and breakfast. That's right, you can now get breakfast in bed. For a small additional fee, Chedva will bring the breakfast to you on a tray in bed, just like she said she used to do for her little Jeffrey. Speaking of Jeff Moore, we hear he's taking a pay cut and trading in his work in diamonds for baseball diamonds. That's right, Jeff has gotten Sarah to agree to let him play baseball for a living. Said Jeff, because of Sarah's understanding, he's going to buy her the biggest baseball diamond in the field. To which Sarah said, if that's the kind of diamond you're getting me, you'll also be getting breakfast in bed at your mommy's house. This is a public service announcement. The next item concerns the apparent confusion about the telephone numbers in the community as to who to call whenever there's a question of kashrut. For anyone who drops some milk in a meat soup or is unsure about the kashrut of a restaurant, if you want a negative response, dial 991-9943, the Rav. If you want a positive response, 991-9942, the Rebbitzin. More news about the Israeli professor who claimed that there was truth to the centuries-old blood libel. Apparently part of his proof is drawn from our own shul, where he states how coincidental it is that the same room that's used for donating blood is used for making matzah.
Kol hakavod.
As to comment about this, Deb Weisslett gave a very technical answer. She said, to her knowledge, there are no Christians donating blood, and furthermore, as everyone knows, it takes a lot longer than 18 minutes to donate blood. More good news for the Runners Club. In order to increase their times during marathon running, there's no need for bathroom breaks any longer. That's right, the runners are now using the same diapers the astronauts use. Through modern technology, these runners can be dry as a baby. Sources say Chaim Wisman prefers Huggies and Richard Levin is partial to Pampers. Speaking of the Runners Club, I'd like to give a warm welcome to our own sports correspondent, Richard Levinas. Are you wearing the diapers? Okay, one question. One question before we... is the rumor true? Chaim Wisman left baseball to start running. Jeff Moore's leaving diamonds to go into baseball. Are you leaving running to go into diamonds? No comment. Okay. Richard, we all hear everyone's recently had their running times improved. And you're crediting the improved times to prayer. How did you get the idea to pray for an increase in running time?
Well, Zev, about 4 months ago, I was sitting in the Rav's drush, and he said, pray for something. So not understanding Hebrew, I went up and I said, Rav, can you explain this to me in English? And he said...
what did he tell you, Richard?
Wow, you can't take one line away from Zev, huh?
He said, Ren, Ren, Ren. He kept saying, pray for Ren.
Richard, he was telling you to pray for rain!
He said, run in the rain, run in the rain.
No, Richard, it was rain. Pray for the rain. Thank you, Richard Levinas. Is it a step up or a lateral promotion? That's the question from Effie. Yes, first Gabbai, then in charge of seating for Yom HaRain, and now in charge of the Purim Shpiel. It's hard to tell which job has more fun. We are sure his next venture will be the mother of all comedies. That's right, he's studying for Smicha. Speaking of Smicha, the Rav has asked me to make an addendum to his speech in Shul earlier today. As many of you know, the noise level in davening is quite high. And the Rav has asked, if you know ahead of time that you need to talk during davening, please daven elsewhere. So the addendum he's asked me to post is, in addition, if you know ahead of time that you're someone who talks during your sleep, when the Rav's going to give a drasha, please leave before he starts speaking. Our last story is as follows. As everyone knows from the last VOD meeting, the Rav's contract is up for renewal. And since everyone is very comfortable with Rav, instead of giving him a set contract for a certain number of years, the VODs decided to leave it open-ended, until Mashiach comes. And I would like to say on behalf of the whole community, we hope Mashiach comes speedily in our time.